Hi everyone. For those of you that have been following on my Facebook and some other things, you'll know that I have gotten into art journaling. I have been waiting for and have found and gotten a hold of the Dylusions paints. And I am absolutely having a ball with these things. Just to show a few examples of what I've been playing with. Let me start this off. This is how I kind of started with messing around with things. I've been doing just some backgrounds, but some of the pages that I've done, again some backgrounds, have turned out quite well as backgrounds. I'm having a really good time using these paints and doing the different techniques and whatnot that I've found and seen over the web. I've been doing a lot of watching of Diane Reevely's works. This is what I'm going to show you how to do today. These two I played with today, and I really love the technique, so I wanted to show you guys because I hadn't seen anything quite like it yet online. But go check out Ranger's YouTube's on the Dylusions paints with Diane Reevely. She has amazing videos, and of course it's her line, so check her out. It's really fun. I use pretty much everything that she did, but I hadn't seen anybody use the paints with stamps. I've seen the stamps with inks and everything else, and I was wondering, I had these old block background type stamps from Hero Arts, and I thought, hey, instead of trying the blocking technique, I wonder if I could do this. It worked. So just to show you what I did, here's my page. I've already covered it all in black because I like how it showed against the black background, and I'm going to kind of move that to the side because I kind of work this way. And I started with the darker color because the lighter colors, when I built it up, I wanted to show through. So I made sure to start with the darker colors. Now I just take out paint and I go ahead and just put it down on my thing and then close my pot up because my basement area is quite dry. So the longer I leave my paints open, the more I lose the viscosity of the paints. Okay, again, this is the darker color, so I'm going to go ahead and do it in the bigger. And all I'm doing is I'm just very lightly pouncing the stamp. I'm not putting it directly into the paint because it will give me too much, and then as I try and press it's going to slip. So I'm just going to go in and do this throughout the whole work. And what I can also do to make sure I'm just kind of changing the image up just a little bit here and there is I can twist and turn the stamp itself so I'm not getting the same exact square over and over again. Although with these stamps I'm finding it doesn't really matter because they're really nice because they have like a little torn edge type look to them. Okay. I will try and do this as fast as possible, but no promises. Go here. And then here. Okay. When you're using the pouncing technique, you can do it probably twice depending on how dark or light you really want your image to come through. The tricky part is getting it with these spiral notebooks to come through the spiral. That's kind of a little bit of a tricky type of scenario. So I just kind of put my fingers on the back there and try and push it through. Okay, that's enough for me for right now with my purples. I'm gonna absorb up the rest of this paint into my dauber in case I need it for later. And then wipe up. Okay, then I'm going to go with my second color, which is the teal. This one I'm going to do 3 colors. The other one that I did, I only did 2 because I wanted to get a little bit more contrast and because I found my other little guy. So I wanted to see how that would work. Don't get in there. As well. Okay. Again, just pouncing very lightly to dip. I don't want to soak this, because if I soak it, it's going to slip and slide all over my page. And I don't want to do that. Okay. You don't have to be totally perfect. A lot of times too, in between layers, if you want to go ahead and take a heat gun and do a very light back and forth over this with a heat gun, that is totally okay, because you do want to make sure that your colors don't blend. Even though these paints are designed to layer and they do dry extraordinarily fast, you don't want to go down. Pick up the color from underneath and totally lose that color or mix it on your paints when you're trying to use the stamps. Just one of the things that I kind of learned how to do. Now you can't see extraordinarily well, but as it's drying, you can still see a little bit of that color underneath. You'll really see it come through when I lay the green down, because the green is so much of a lighter color. Pardon the noise of kids. Okay, so there's the two colors, and again, my teal is really kind of juicy, so I'm going to hit this really quickly with my heat tool. You don't need to hit too much, but pick this back up here. Yeah, I put a lot of paint down here, so, but that's okay. Pick that up onto there. Okay. Normally I'd use a baby wipe and put it onto a different page, but I'm going to go ahead and just move quickly for the sake of arguments. Also, with these, if you just wipe them off, that paint comes right off. You can also use a baby wipe or stamp cleaner, but this works just as well. Okay, now the little guy, and don't need as much this time, so I'll just use a little tiny amount. There we go. You can see I've been playing. Alright, here we go. So just again, this is actually a very thick coat. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a really thick coat. See how that kind of slides around? So I want to just go back and pounce lightly so that I don't slide too much. Yeah, I slid just a little bit. It's, you know, it's hit and miss, and it's a little bit of a learning process on how much to put down and how little, but that's a learning process with pretty much almost everything we do these days. So, and I also need to keep in mind when I'm doing these colors and laying them down, I am going to put white down as well, so I don't want to cover too much, but I do want to show some really nice contrast with this green, because it's a really nice vibrant color, and I want to really show all these other colors coming through, and I don't want to lose too much of my background of these other bright colors. Oops, yeah, that slid just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to twist that around. Come on, get on there. A little bit of color transfer there, so I'm going to kind of wipe that off and get cleaned. There we go. so that I'm not transferring color, because it transferred just a little bit here, you'll see. Okay. There. I think one more around the corner now. We'll go okay. There. Alrighty, so you can see how that really layers down, and you can see with the light green how much the purple and the blue are really popping through. And once it's all dry, it'll pop through even more. And because I'm about to use white, I'm really going to hit this with the dryer. So bear with the noise. That, clean off my other sponge there. No, I sponge. Oh, speaking of sponges, on the other one that I did with the hearts, one of the things that I used was the foam stamps that are used actually for acrylic painting, and I found that those worked super duper awesome. So if you have a lot of those foam stamps, they are really, really awesome to use, and they will work beautifully. Okay. Now the white, I know that I don't need very much of, because this one is a little spiral stamp, and it's really cool. Little pounce there.